We're back to Angelo at the top of the order.
Okay, my number 2 is the Suns.
Alright.
So, the Suns currently sit at 19-13. They're the 4th seed. They're 4-6 in their last 10. So, I said this earlier in the show, Chris Paul has clearly regressed. Chris Paul is now down to a PER of 17. His points are down by 2. His just about everything is down. Ayton has stayed the same. Bridges is a little bit up with his scoring and his efficiency. D-Book is the guy who has taken the next step. He's gotten the points that Chris Paul has taken away. His PER is now up to 22.6. I think my wish list for the Suns is have D-Book continue to be the guy trying to put the team on his back and have him take the next step to be the guy who can carry the team to the finals, because as of right now, it's a nice core. I don't know if I really view them as a team that... They're really flawed, and I don't know if I view them as a team that can make it to the finals. I'm not going to lie. I know they had that finals run against Milwaukee, but the whole thing with Ayton in the offseason, Chris Paul regressing.
Ayton and Monty just the other night.
Yeah. I just don't see it. I don't see how they do it.
I think there's a lot of chemistry issues on that team.
Yeah. D-Book literally would have to carry them out to the finals.
So if you're... I think it's in February. I think it's right before the trade deadline when Ayton is able to be traded.
Yep.
Do you move Ayton? Do you move Chris Paul? Do you move... I think you hold on to Bridges. I think Bridges has done his job very, very well.
Mm-hmm.
But what pieces do you move to make that team a contender? Because I think the only people that are for sure locked into staying are D-Book, because there's not value coming back, and Bridges just because he plays a role perfectly.
Yeah, but Bridges isn't like a second star that you put next to D-Book.
Oh, no, not at all. But he's one of those value guys.
100%. So I guess the thing is, do you think that? Okay, I'm the GM of the Suns. I just got, I now have a new owner. I have the superstar D-Book, but I have a bunch of people who aren't happy. Because Chris Paul isn't going to net you something of positive, I don't think.
It's positive by subtraction, just getting
D-Book has already taken up the slack that Chris Paul has regressed down to, though. And plus, you get his facilitating. Chris Paul's, at least. That's less pressure of D-Book to have to be the focal point of the offense. You can spell D-Book out a little bit with plays and Chris Paul pass through him.
So do you want to know why, what you get as a positive from trading Chris Paul?
What, defense?
How many years do you think he has left on his contract?
3 or 4, if I'm not mistaken.
He has 2.
2?
And not including this one, so 2.5.
So 3. Yeah, 3.
So yeah, at $30 million a year.
So $90 million contract.
Just getting that contract off the books. It's addition by subtraction. Make a splash in free agency. You have the warm weather draw. Players want to play with Booker. We know that. He's a great player. He seems like a great teammate.
So, what if...
I don't like playing that game.
We talked on this earlier about the Chris Paul Trae Young trade.
Mm-hmm.
What if they did a 3-way trade in some way that landed Damian Lillard on the Suns, Chris Paul onto the Trailblazers, or Trae Young on the Trailblazers, and Chris Paul onto the Hawks?
So it falls apart because
Damian would fit better with Booker.
Damian would be better, but the problem is, there is, as much as we all want to see Damian Lillard leave the Blazers and win, And I think every basketball fan wants it. Like, Lillard is one of those guys that's like
No.
Derrick Rose. You
No, I
don't
don't
want to
think-
see him win?
I want to see him win it.
He made his bed. He said, "This is where I want to be."
That is
Go rot in the trail.
noble, though.
Go rot in the Trailblazers. You don't deserve a title. Don't rot.
LeBron said this is where he wanted to be when he went back to Cleveland. Just saying.
Yeah. I think most rational basketball fans want to see Lillard win. But Angelo's not wrong. He wants to win in Portland, and I think there are very few players that I can say for certain are going to finish their careers with the teams they're on. I think Lillard is one of those guys. I don't think they'll trade him. I think he's got a loyalty to the team, and the team has a loyalty to him. That's the only reason I think that would fall through.
I was just asking, in a hypothetical situation, do you think Lillard would fit better with Booker if that trade happened in some way?
Hypothetical, I think Booker is the better player. Or not Booker. I think Lillard is the better player. So I do think he fits better with Booker. I don't think it's
viable. No, it's not happening. But
no, it's not viable. But yeah, I
just feel like that would give all the teams something that they wanted.
I like the idea better of getting Trae Young straight up, because Booker, to me, I think needs to be, if I'm the GM and I'm trying to find, people around Booker, I want Booker to be the centerpiece. I want him to be the guy with the ball in his hands at the end of the game.
Right.
I don't
at the end of the game with Lillard, it's Lillard. Yeah.
But having both of them is, to me, would just be, I don't know. I see where you're going. Who takes the shot?
And I think that Trae fits the window more, because Lillard 100%. Is getting up there in age. Booker is still young. That gives you a backcourt of the future.
I mean, Booker's not that young, is he? He's like 28. Hang on, I'm looking him up right now.
Booker's like 26, 27, isn't he?
Yeah, Booker's 26. Yeah, that fits their window.
Yeah, 26, my bad.
24. And like I said, I want Lillard to finish his career in Portland, even if he never wins it. I think that the man has given all of his blood, sweat, and tears to that city, and he deserves it. If that's tragedy, you can call it a tragedy. I think it's kind of noble.
I mean, I respect it for the same reason that I respect what Dirk did. He stayed there through all the hardships and could have left 100 times.
Dirk won a title.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He stayed there, and the title finally came. And I respect someone who stays on their team.
Yeah,
but in today's NBA, there's not that respect anymore.
There's not what?
There's not that anymore. There's not those people who stay with their team.
There's no team that's... Stop it. Stop acting like teams have this unspoken loyalty to players.
It's a business. It is a business.
Yeah, thank you. Just stop.
It's not about the teams. It's about the fans. That's where that's the roadblock you're running into here, is because there's a trifecta. There's the player, the team, which is the corporate management and the money and all that. Then there's the fans. And I think that those three have to work a symbiotic relationship. And I think that Damian Lillard not only making a commitment to the team but to the fans is a noble pursuit, whether you agree with that or not. I get that you value rings over anything, which is strange, because we could bring up the rings debate in terms of the greatest of all time, and you would suddenly not care as much about rings, but we'll get there when we get there. But Dame has a loyalty to Portland, not the organization necessarily, but the community, the people. That is a noble pursuit, whether you agree with it or not. It is. I think it should be applauded in today's NBA. He's not...
I don't.
No, I agree to disagree. But moving on, because we spent enough time on the Suns, that wasn't a Blazers topic yet. Blazers are coming eventually. I think Adam rolled the Blazers.
Yep, and I will actually probably just do it next, since we started Or well, after you, I'll do it, and just because we started on.
I was gonna say it's my